Alright, we finish up with the fate of India. Now for the legend of...
Prithviraj's victory over Muhammad Ghori proved to be a curse. Believing that the Turk would not return, my Raja took to revelry and the company of Sanyugita, leaving the defenses to rot. It is here that I, Chand Bardai, enter the story and make my mark on my king's legend. I warned my Raja that nothing would stop the Turk. The warlord had come down from the barren Afghan mountains to gaze upon the wealth of India and would return with a larger army. My Raja was wise and he listened to me. He sent messengers to the other Rajput princes, calling them to war, but few listened. Laughing, the princes told the messengers that surely the Turks would not return so soon after being blooded by Rajput Kshatriya. The princes of Rajasthan sent only token forces to aid my Raja's defense. As my king marched once again to war, I feared that he would not return. I began to write this tale and shared it with the other poets. Even if my king did not survive the battle, his legend would live on throughout all of India. I would make sure of it.
Okay, so we need to choose a starting kingdom by converting the Raja. Chad Badai is a poet, not a warrior, or a logistician? His lack of skill in war means that you are restricted to the population of 125 and cannot build a town center or castle. However, the Raja do have this knowledge, so each one that you convert will give you access to new technologies and an extra 25 population space. Castles can only be built once all the Rajas are converted. Ooh. Take care not to cause too much destruction when attacking the Indian dynasties. Once you convert each Raja, his buildings will become yours. Rapidly taking over the Indian states may seem appealing given the benefits, but it also extends your frontier and aggravate your neighbors. Blah. The first Raja that you convert will share his unique wisdom with you. Bhima is an expert horse rider. Sarvahataman is a pious man who believes in infantry tactics. Virula is a master of the bow, and Virula specializes in siege tactics. A subsequent conversion still yield benefits, but are no longer special. Killing a Raja instead of converting him will not bring defeat, but you will not bring defeat, but you will not receive his buildings. Oh, okay. So killing the Rajas is not the end of the game, but you're not going to get any benefit out of it. The Gurids are occupied with the wars abroad and thus cannot mount a large-scale invasion, but bands of raiders will continue their forays onto India for the foreseeable future. Hold on one sec. Okay, sorry about that. Opponents have reached the court of the four dynasties. Blah, 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 blah. To tell Bluelet's tale and convert the Hindu rulers to unite in his honor. Other factions benefit from continued discord, however, and will try to stop blah blah blah. The Green invade from the west with camel riders, camel archers, and elephant archers. The Chola in yellow, once rulers of South India, have been weakened by foreign wars. Nevertheless, their elephant archers and swordmen remain a threat. They may construct war galleys on harder difficulties. Finally, Cyan encroaches on eastern India with Burmese infantry, elephants, Arambai, and monks. Oh, this is just gonna be... I am not a fan of this entire campaign at all. I do not like this one at all. This one's gonna be hell now, isn't it? Alright, hello. This mission took me a few tries, and I eventually decided I'm not gonna try and actually do this one live. So instead we're doing the recording, which is honestly probably for the best, because this took, I think it was 3.5 in-game hours to actually do. So, let's just jump right into this.
Poets have reached the courts of 4 great dynasties. To whom shall we tell our tale to first? Whoever we choose will help us carry Prithviraj's legend throughout India.
Right, so to start things off, I start off with just Bhima. I believe they have the the cavalry
Our
stuff,
words have
so...
softened the Raja's heart. Whoever wrote them must have been quite talented.
So to start things off, we need to convert all the Rajas and defeat 3 of our enemies.
Now that we have a city, we must go forth and spread the legend of Prithviraj.
So this poet is essentially a monk. I'm waiting for
Yadava,
his
Chola, and Begum
faith
will
to actually
stifle our
restore.
efforts and must be defeated.
And we're essentially just going to go for all the Rajas. We're going to use the army over here, essentially, to go on down and just get everybody's attention, and then use the monk to essentially sneak in and convert the Raja, so that we're not having to actually deal with any... So we don't have to worry about losing our monk here like I currently am. Thankfully, the poet is pretty good, and most of the AI sticks to everybody else, so... There we go, the second one done. I highly recommend getting yourself some monks, because we're going to want to heal these guys up. Also, we'll get the chance to get a lot of town centers. There's one over here, one over there. I highly recommend using the control groups down this way, and setting up the town centers. For the beginning of the game, you want to boom. As well as there is an achievement on hard mode for collecting, not Pokemon, for converting all the Rajas before the first invasion from the Goids? So, honestly, very easy, like, extremely easy to do. At least starting on this side, because then it was just literally just going to straight line, go down here, go over the top, come around, go over this guy, and then come down this way to get this guy. So, honestly, it's not all that difficult, really. But again, I highly recommend, we want to boom. We're going to want monks for healing. I don't know what the pathing on the AI is doing, but whatever. And also, for the poet, here's another one I would recommend putting into his own little control group. That way you know where he is, at least here in the beginning. Because right now, Alpha and Archers are focusing, that's fine. Poet is doing his job. We're gonna lose some units, it's gonna happen. But we get all that back just by doing this. This is why I wanted the monks, and unfortunately left that guy up there for a little bit. Because we want these guys healed up. We got a 3rd town center. So, if you want to get this one connected with the other ones, just shift-click, well, I would double-click that, and then shift-left-click on the 3rd one, and then just right-click on the group down below. Again, boom, we want all these town centers getting us vills. We need the resources. Because this mission on hard mode is going to be an absolute pain in the neck. I believe I already mentioned, it took me like 3.5 in-game hours. Alright, so going for the last Raja, I highly recommend just bringing the elephants. 1, they have a lot of health. 2, they have okay defense. So they're just here just to tank... I want to say tank the bullets, but you know what I mean. They're here to tank the hits as, Poet, I was gonna say Monk, comes in behind just to get the last Raja. Now, we still have some time until our first raid, but it's not gonna be a bad idea to start thinking about your defenses. Not right this second, but soon enough. These elephant archers, I literally just have them march in because they're just getting attacked by everybody else. Because the AI is stupid and will just leave the poet alone. And there we go. We got our 4th town center right here. And this is also where we would get the achievement. So, my recommendation, you want stone. First off, I would recommend stone. Second off, I would recommend walling off. So, let me get my keyboard so I can actually move around. I'm sorry if you're going to hit the clickety-clack. I highly recommend making the stone walls... Oh, before I forget, there's a university down here. Get the university tax. You're going to want the ballistics. We're going to want the motor holes, the stronger walls. My recommendation... I didn't do it on this... Well, I tried doing it this way, but no. Wall this area off right here. From right there all the way over here. That'll give you that gold. But that will essentially mean this area won't get attacked by the Raja. Next, I would do the same thing. I would put a stone wall from here all the way across to this wood line over here. Essentially, we're just going to be giving up on the northern half of this area. As the game slowly lags a bit. Because, yeah, right now I'm trying to get stone because I'm trying to get my defenses set up. How I'm setting this up and how I would recommend you setting this up are going to be 2 different ways. Because I'm going to recommend walling this off, and then the same thing up here. I'm going to recommend walling that off over to here, and then here over to this wood line. The reason being, I want to try and keep the enemy away. My original idea was to hopefully just draw the Raja over this way, However, I made the wall too long, and that didn't work out too well. So I essentially had 2 castles up here to deal with the enemy that never showed up this way, because they kept attacking this way. They kept attacking this town center. But the smart thing to me to do would be to wall this off. Make sure you wall this up. Make sure you got, like, walls set up, because there can be little gaps, like, right around here that can easily get in the way. So I would recommend walling this off, making sure all this is impassable, coming down this way. I would leave this open, but I would wall off from, say, here over to there. We essentially want to bring the enemy units to go around this way, go down this way. So wall this off, wall that off, wall this from here to there, and there to there, to essentially just try to bring the enemies up to this way. Wall that off as well, and if you can do that, all the enemy, if they come to attack us, because the AI will always go for, like, an open space, will come straight through this way, meaning any castles you got will be perfect for dealing with any enemies. Well, maybe not perfect, but you won't need a lot of defenses for just dealing with enemies coming from one direction. As you can see over here is why I'm putting up a castle, I'm putting up walls. Again, I put in one too many walls. I thought I left an opening, but I didn't. There's also plenty of gold, not as much stone. So, depending on how you do things, if you want to do castles and all that, that could be expensive. You could go for towers, which is not a bad idea either. I usually go for castles just because I feel like they're stronger and they can take more hits and whatnot, but yeah. I was also walling this up. Again, I was trying to get the enemy to focus on this side and, like, slow them down. Kind of worked. Kind of worked, not really. But, yeah, we have 15 seconds left. I would have taken this villagers now, or, yeah, we wanted this thing built. Unfortunately, I waited too long. Because they all gonna appear. I'm gonna turn the Fog of War off. Just so we can see when the Raja actually appear on the map. Because how they work is that part of it is dependent on what difficulty you're on. They're always going to show up, but on easy mode they show up 4 times in 20 minutes. On medium difficulty... Oh, they already showed up. Alright. On medium, I believe it is 5 times every 15, and on hard mode it is... And yeah, you can just see all the guys coming out and about. On hard mode, it is 7 times every 10 minutes. And as you can see, I didn't get my entire defensive line set up in time. I at least got this part of the wall done. I mean, the enemy will have to go over this way, but yeah. Actually, that's a lie. I think I didn't get all this set up. Yeah, because there's a space right in here, which is annoying. Meanwhile, I was sending my army the wrong direction. And I thought, okay, this side is safe. I went back over this way, because I'm like, okay, where are they? Where's the enemy? Not realizing that this base over here was getting attacked. So, let's just speed things up a little bit, because it's going to take a little while. Again, this is the first raid. They're going to get more powerful. There's going to be more units as their raids continue onwards. My understanding, I guess if you can get rid of Grey, you can get rid of their raids, but you might be better off just trying to defend yourself. And I was also trying to figure out... I'm also trying to figure out where my army... Oh yeah, now I'm getting them to come back over. Because yeah, this place is taking a beating. We cannot build new town centers, so keep that in mind. If this town center goes down, it is lost forever. And yeah, unfortunately I'm losing villagers left and right. When I tell you this was awful, it was awful. Also, it just looks so laggy when it's sped up like this. But yeah, you don't have to worry about the next raid coming in until after the first raid is dealt with. So, I believe that's the last one? Yes. So with the last one defeated, now the game's like, okay, and X amount of minutes, you'll get the next raid to show up. And while I will get this wall eventually built, they will break down walls. Obviously, if they have no way to get into your base, they will just tear open a hole. And again, if I had just left that open, my plan over here would have worked. However, the plan I'm going to do down here later on, I highly recommend doing instead. I would, like, not walling this off because that just leaves... I mean, I could wall that off, but then the AI has no way to go. Also, by doing that, I've essentially locked this right-hand side up of my base away from my left-hand side of my base. So, there's no way for any villagers or units to go from here to there or vice versa. Now, in terms of the enemies, we have to deal with the raiders showing up. But your biggest enemies are going to be green and yellow. They're going to be the ones that are actually going to bother attacking you. Also, as you can see, I'm running out of resources. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm running out. I need more people getting me wood. Because I'm losing my farms. Cyan over here will not really bother fighting you. But they were a pain. An absolute pain to deal with at the end of the game. Oh my god. Like, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it right now. I'm just having bad flashbacks. But yeah, you can see I have, like, my defenses up here, because I'm like, okay, when the raiders show up, I'll be perfect, I'll be fine, blah, 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 blah. I got this side of my base protected. Yeah, that's not gonna matter. Because honestly, this would work if I had just opened the hole on the other side. I know I keep going on it, but I'm just, like, still upset with myself for how I did things. You can see, I'm still getting myself more builds, because I want resources. Like, we have so many villagers right now, but my resource count is still low. I'm trying to get myself an army, I'm trying to get myself upgrades, I'm trying to get everything. And while I will eventually become victorious, spoilers, I guess, it kind of feels almost like a hollow victory. I also want to point out that I know at the very least green has a market. This definitely saved my hide later on. They did have a trade going on. Oh, speaking of trade, Gray, who never really bothers attacking us, has their trade going on. But they also have these guys. We actually saw these guys before. The, Caravasani, they essentially just, like, make trade cards move faster and actually heal. So that can be a bit annoying, but thankfully nothing to deal with us. I don't think Cyan, sorry, is actually trading with them, but they are trading down here with Yellow by boat. So I did not do this. I would highly recommend if you're going to deal with Cyan or Yellow, get rid of their docks. So you can essentially just stop their trade. But yeah, right now I was just trying to boom up. As you see, I have a lot of gold. Don't get used to that. That's going to go down. I have a lot of wood now. Not as much food. Possibly getting some more farmers might not have been a bad idea. I was actually doing that, but... yeah, I'm just going to say right now we're going to get attacked again, and I don't think it's going to be pretty. Because now even our enemies... everybody's in the Imperial Age. Except for the two people that are gone, which is the Raja and the Dynasties, which makes sense. They're gone. You can already see Green is doing their Elephant Archers and their Elite, Raiders. Just a reminder, these guys... they're like Cap, but they can dodge projectiles, meaning... you really need either camels, or, halbs, or the spear line units to actually do anything. The issue being that we have, like, no good spear lines. Oh yeah, this is what I was doing. This was my defense, and I highly recommend doing this, especially if you're gonna, like, wall off like I recommended. Because the great thing is, if you do this, you can just do, like, another castle here, another castle over here when this gold is gone. And, like, 4 castles defending this place will be perfect. The enemy rarely ever used trebuchets, so I was rarely ever worried about anything going on. So essentially, if the enemy units come in, they will have to not only go... oh, hold up. Slow things down a little bit. We're getting attacked again. Yes, they either tore open a hole in my wall, or did not. Oh no, they did go over this side. So yes, these guys did attack because they were looking for an opening. It's just that this side actually tore open a hole and is now attacking me. And I'm pretty sure I was probably too bothered looking at the other side, thinking, okay, my trap has been set. They're coming over this way now. Perfect. That I didn't bother looking over this side until it was too late. Like now. Also, Cyan will try sending units out and about to, get animals, get resources and whatnot, so they can be slightly annoying. Speaking of annoying, these raiders. Like, thankfully this side was taken care of. But... yeah, it was part of my base now, not doing anything. Oh, my knuckles just cracked and that hurt a little bit. I just remember getting very annoyed. I'm like, where did you come from? How did... what? Now, thankfully, these guys are not the most dangerous, and we can get some elite skirms, which are strong against these guys, but they have numbers. I have the advantage, but they have numbers, so... they will eventually whittle me down. Well, we'll both eventually whittle each other down. Also, I had some villagers up here trying to probably do something, not realizing, oh, they can't do whatever they're doing because they're walled off. Alright, there we go. That side's defeated. Now, if I ever remember, I can get these villagers back out and walking. Yep, there we go. Not gonna lie, I spent a lot of my time mostly clicking this button to be like, okay, who's not walking, who's not doing something? And it was probably when I was like, wait, why do I have people out here? Why are they... and I was like, oh, shoot, well, whatever I said to move the guy, I was probably like, oh, shoot, we can't do anything. I didn't connect these locations because I didn't put in gates. But yeah, this is my fortress, which works out very well. Also, how I have this set up, this mining camp also blocks off the route. Because I was trying to get, I'm like, why are these guys not going in here? They go get me gold. Thinking that they could actually just slip by, but they can't. Oh, what's going on? Oh, this side, villagers getting attacked. Also, annoyingly, this tower is going to come over here and attack this wall segment. That's why I have this wall segment over here. Also, annoyingly, we're going to get a galleon or whatever to come over here and start attacking that wall, so that's another annoyance. So yeah, that's going to be happening pretty much all game, just going to say that right now. Oh, and here comes yellow! Also, this is where the advantage of the castle setup comes out a little bit. But I do need units to come out here to actually help out. Not a bad system, but it's not a perfect system either. You can see I am losing villagers, unfortunately, left and right. Oh, and here comes green. Yeah, literally, sometimes it was like, okay, I got green on the ropes, just for yellow to show up out of nowhere, like, surprise! I'm like, come on! Let me just do my freaking job and kill you guys. Why are you guys being so annoying? Oh, because I'm not gonna lie, I think I hate the civilization we had to use for this one. I think for the fact that they only had the basic spear line. We didn't have pikes or halbs. We had just basic spearmen. And basic spearmen suck. Don't get me wrong, it's not like the halb line is amazing or anything. But when having to deal with armored units like the siege elephants, or maybe not so much the archers, but like the other elephant units, just having to rely on camels sucks, because you have to rely on gold to deal with cavalry units, and it's not good. This is why I made sure I got myself camels, because you need the camels. I need the camels to deal with the siege, and I need all the skirms to deal with the archers, and it's just, you need money, and I have to keep keeping an eye on the units, make sure they're not going wild, even with the 200 population cap. And I also highly recommend, you want monks because we're gonna get attacked, we're gonna want these guys to get healed up. Having them die is a waste of gold. And yes, I have about 5,000 gold now, I'm not gonna have that much later. I'm also gonna want trebuchets, we're gonna need stuff to actually deal with these guys. Because from my understanding, you need to get rid of their castles and their town centers before these guys will actually decide to resign and be defeated. But even then, you might have to do a little bit more after that for them to finally throw in the towel. It's also funny, you can actually see the villagers sometimes trying to come out my way because they're trying to get themselves some more resources like food. Excuse me, talking so much. Kill myself. Also, you have to be careful because the elephant archers can come over this way to attack us. And if your villagers like right over here and the elephant archers see that, they can send their archers up this way to start attacking us up this way. And not gonna lie, a lot of the time I'm gonna be spending, it's just gonna be spent just defending this area, because I'm like, can I try and just like whittle out the defenses? Long story short, maybe, but it's not gonna be easy. Anyways, we got a third raid, I believe, coming in about, like, 5 seconds. I also was like, do I go for archers? Because I did try that for a little bit. Especially later down the line. Didn't work out so well. And here comes these guys, again. Coming down to fight me, again, down this way. And still, I never figured out the reason why. They're just gonna slip right through the wall. And this side's gonna get attacked again. Thankfully, I did have this on me. Why didn't I bring this before? I forgot about it. I'm just gonna say that right now. So literally, I'm just getting attacked from every direction. I was bringing in the villagers, and I'm like, no, you guys go back to the gold. You guys go back to doing whatever you're doing, chopping wood or whatever. No, you're also gold. Because look at this. Look at this. And just a reminder, this is not the last one. There's gonna be more. And I think I was also getting attacked this side, yeah. It's just awful. And it's still pouring in.